There we go. Look at that. It worked pretty flawlessly. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at, wherever you're from. It's Thursday. It's time for our weekly video installment of Final Order Cutoff Roundup, otherwise known as FOC. FOC is something that we as a comic bookstore do every single week. It basically allows us to fine-tune our comic book ordering so that we have enough copies of the books that you guys ask for you, specifically for your hold slots, as well as for copies to hang out on the rack to satisfy any folks that walk in the door to pick things up. So it's a pretty crucial part of the comic book ordering process, and we like to be as transparent as possible as to how the whole process works, which is why I type this post up, we do this video, and we push FOC. We hopefully drive it into your heads like a nail right through your forehead, about how important it is. So again, it's our last chance as a comic book store to adjust our numbers before the books show up at the store for sale. And the way that this works, with the exception of this video, we're going to talk about all this stuff. This post that you see behind me is live on our website. If you go to hallofjusticecomics.com, click on the blog, this is going to be the very first entry that's over there. You can see over here on the side of your screen that you have all of the different weeks for FOC Roundup there. So you can click on those and they'll bring you to a screen that looks just like this. We do this every week. It's usually ready to go Wednesday night. It's live on the website Wednesday night. Thursday I come into the store, share it to Facebook, and then do this lovely video. And then I edit this video and upload the video to YouTube. So if you're not on Facebook as a social media platform, you still have access to all of this information. The way this works, don't comment on our video, because a few weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, whatever, Facebook decided to pull our video from Facebook because we were supposedly in violation of their selling on Facebook terms, which, yes, this is selling, but it's kind of a pre-sale. It's more of information to affect your ordering as well as our ordering. So please don't comment here on this video about stuff that you'd like to order. Instead, in the description of this video, there's a link to the regular Facebook post. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment away. Go crazy. Ask for whatever it is that you'd like. But that's only on YouTube. What's a YouTube? Is that what you said? Well, Randy.
What's FOC?
I'd lost my whole... Randy just derailed my whole train of thought there, as he oftentimes does. So yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, comment away. Chris will generally sit down with this on Sunday at the store and start working on some of it, and then I come in Monday and clean it all up and actually send the order off to Diamond. So as long as you follow the rules right here, DC comic orders are due Sunday, July 25th by 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Most of the books we're going to talk about are in store August 18th. Everybody else is due Monday, July 26th by 11 a.m. also Mountain Time. So you have all day today, Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, Sunday morning, and all day Sunday for Marvel, DC, Marvel, Dynamite, Image, Dark Horse, etc. And then until Saturday night, Sunday morning for DC. So you've got plenty of time to look through this list, put your orders together, send them to us, comment on the post. You can email us, you can call the store, you can Facebook message us, but we really appreciate it if you post onto the Facebook post. That way everything is in one centralized location, so we don't have to, oh shit, we forgot to do this on, on the YouTube channel, or oh crap, this guy emailed me, I gotta figure out where his email went. So if you can, it's easiest for us if you comment on the post that's on Facebook, so or YouTube. All right, the way it works, if you would like to subscribe to a title, and that means that you're going to get all of the issues in sequence until the series is over, until you tell us to stop. All you have to do is to comment sub with the title of the book that you'd like to order. If you're afraid of commitment, if you just want to try number one out to see how it works, all you have to do is to comment pull with the title of the book, the cover that you'd like to order, and the quantity that you'd like to order. As long as you get your orders in by FOC, sky's the limit. you can order whatever you want. If you want 50 copies of Killer Queens #1 cover C, you by all means, please order that. If you order that Monday afternoon, Monday evening, Tuesday morning, it's not guaranteed because my orders are due to Diamond on Monday evening, but we give you the cutoff at 11 a.m. so that I have time to sit down and process everything, okay? And the last little bit that we leave you with before we dive whole hog into this thing, the covers that are in bold did not have images at the time that I wrote this up. We're going to see that very prolifically with the new Kang the Conqueror miniseries. But we have a cheat for that. I'll show you the workaround for that, and it's pretty easy, but it does require some participation on your side. So here we go. Let's jump into it, kids. From Dark Horse this week, starting us off, we've got Killer Queens #1 of 4. This sounds ridiculous and so much fun. Meet Max and Alex, reformed intergalactic assassins for hire, on the run, also super gay. Super gay, Randy. It says that right there. Also super gay. Their former boss, a fluffy monkey with a jetpack, is hot on their tail to take...
A fluffy monkey with a jetpack.
Yes, you are! A fluffy monkey with a jetpack is hot on their tail to take back his stolen ship. They gotta eat, so they take a mission from Alex's old flame. Your standard, no-kill, casualty-free kidnapping recovery from a nearby moon. Only complication? Half the moon is ruled by a fascist dictator hostile to foreigners. They are the Killer Queens, so what could possibly go wrong? Join rising star David M. Booher from Canto, the writer of Canto right now, and an all-LGBTQ creative team as they tackle issues of love, xenophobia, and the terror of fascist dictatorships in this hilarious sci-fi epic that I believe is a little tongue-in-cheek. But 3 covers available for this. Cover A on the far left there is by Claudia Balboni. Cover B right here beside me is by Chris Abels, and cover C right there is by Jen Bartel. So 3 covers to choose from. Killer Queens #1 of 4. Yeah, I immediately start singing the song too when I read that. From DC this week, we have Batman Secret Files Clown Hunter #1, just a one-shot. We saw Clown Hunter debut in Mr. James Tynion's Joker War story arc. Clown Hunter's brutal mission to hunt down all of the clowns from the Joker War continues. The untrained but focused vigilante stalks a boss-level clown, but his luck might be running out as he walks into an ambush set by Punchline. In a horrific parallel to his days at Gotham Academy, Clown Hunter finds himself overwhelmed and outgunned, just the type of odds that he likes. Cover A on the far left over there is by Miko Suyan. Cover B right here beside me is by Kofi Ofuso. $4.99 and $5.99 respectively for the cover A, cover B. The B covers from DC are always cardstock and they're minimal trade dress, so they're $1 more. If you are subscribed to Batman, we are putting all of the secret files in your box. There's Clown Hunter, you've got Signal, there's a Huntress one that's coming out. They're kind of like an annual. That is the easiest cross pull for the book. So again, if you are subscribed to Batman with us, you're going to have whichever cover of Batman you're subbed to, you're going to have the Clown Hunter Secret Files one-shot in your box as well. Unless you tell us you don't want it. So if you don't want them, please let us know so that we can stop ordering them for you. Next from DC, man, I hope you guys saw the Catwoman 33 variant by Jenny Frison this week, because it is hot, hot, hot. She's killing it with this one too. Catwoman 34, the magistrate comes to Gotham, and Alleytown stands as the last place in the city untouched by their totalitarian forces. But being the last bastion of freedom in a police state makes Selina's kingdom most inviting for Gotham's rogues. Surrounded on all sides by law enforcement gone bad and facing a potential invasion by the city's villains, Catwoman finds herself fearing that her quest to keep Alleytown safe could instead lead to its demise. But not all is lost, as Batman arrives in Alleytown, breaking his and Selina's vow to give one another a one-year break. Cover A on the far left is by Yannick Paquette. Cover B, there's a little bit of sexual tension on that cover, by Jenny Frison. Cover C, Suicide Squad variant featuring Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher 2, and Amanda Waller by Steve Lieber. So $3.99, $4.99, $4.99 for the Catwoman 34 variants, as the 2 variants are going to be cardstock and are $1 more. Next from DC comes Flash 773. On the loose and bent on destruction, Heatwave's return couldn't come at a worse time for Wally West. Now that the one-time Kid Flash has retaken the mantle of the fastest man alive, he's also taken a new job at Mr. Terrific's Holt Industries. But all of that gets put on the back burner. Ha ha ha, that's a great pun. When the Flash must outrace the flames of one of his greatest foes and figure out why the once reformed Rogue has gone bad again. Cover A on the far left by Brandon Peterson. Cover B right here beside me by Jorge Corona. Cover C is a Suicide Squad variant by Alan Qua, but because it is in bold right here, we did not have the cover available when I wrote this up last night. Okay, $3.99 for the A, $4.99 for the B and the C because they're card stocks. Yay, Jorge. This one sounds fun. Next from DC Black Label comes Superman vs. Lobo, #1 of 3. Now, the one thing that I have not figured out with this book is whether it is going to be magazine-sized. I'm assuming it is based on the images, but I'm not 100% positive. So it could be a magazine-sized Black Label book. I'll have to dig into that a little more. Superman vs. Lobo, #1 of 3. What happens when an indomitable force meets an irritating object? That's what readers find out when Superman runs into Lobo. Think of it like a Boy Scout joining a biker gang. What will be worse, the damage Lobo causes on his own or the chaos of trying to stop him? I smell a team up, fanboys. Newman is the most popular being in the universe, a god clogging all social channels, and he does not like competition. This means Superman and Lobo must go. Further complicating things is Dr. Flick, a scientist determined to study the last sons of Krypton and the Zarnia, respectively. What can she glean from the hero who lost everything as a baby and the bad, bad boy who made it all go away just for the heck of it? From writers Tim Seeley and Sarah Beatty, the team behind the indie hit Money Shot, and punchline artist Mirka Andolfo, comes a hilarious new superhero epic. Cover A, far left, is by Mirka Andolfo. Cover B, right here beside me, is by Simon Bisley, and cover C, right there, is by Mr. Tony Harris. So 3 options for you. They are all $6.99 for the new Black Label Superman vs. Lobo. From Image this week comes Echo Lands #1. The story of Earth's last war starts with Hope's sticky fingers. The multiple award-winning Batwoman team of J.H. Williams III and W. Hayden Blackman reunite for an all-new ongoing series. In a bizarre future world that has forgotten its history, a reckless thief, Hope Red Hood, holds the key to excavating its dark, strange past. If only she and her crew can escape a tyrannical wizard and his unstoppable daughter. But fate will send them all on a path leading to a war between worlds. Echo Lands is a landscape format, mythic fiction epic where anything is possible. A fast-paced genre mashup adventure that combines everything from horror movie vampires to classic mobsters and cyborg elves, to Roman demigods and retro rocket ships. It's going to be a hell of a ride. Covers A and B are both by J.H. Williams III. I need to call attention to this, kids, because it is a landscape format, meaning it's not going to be your traditional, hold the comic book like this, open it up and read the pages. It's going to be like this, and you're going to lift it up to read the pages. So I just want to call attention to that, just so that you're aware. A little different, so just don't, I'm just trying to, don't kill me on that one, okay? Echo Lands #1, J.H. Williams III and W. Hayden Blackman together. 2 covers, both by J.H. Williams. Landscape format. So, okay, this was our thumbnail for this week's post, guys. King Spawn #1. I'm kind of, I don't know. God bless Todd McFarlane. A historical new ongoing Spawn series begins. The launch of this book, nearly 3 decades in the making, further expands the Spawn universe with a growing presence of hell, heaven, and heroes here on Earth. A classic villain from Spawn's past has begun asserting his powers on Earth by corrupting as many souls as possible. And only Spawn knows that he even exists. Continuing the dramatic battles from Spawn Universe number 1, this is where it all begins. Don't miss out. The last time a new ongoing Spawn series launched was in 1992 with Spawn number 1. Okay, so there is a plethora of covers available for this book. Seven open to order covers to be exact. We're going to go through them. The only one that we're missing is cover B by Mr. Todd McFarlane. I didn't have that one when we wrote it up last night. I think Todd is trying to release it on his social media probably tomorrow is what I'm expecting. But let's go through what we do have, okay? Cover A right there on the far side is by Puppeteer Lee. Cover C, because we're missing B is Todd McFarlane. Cover C right here beside me is by Mr. David Finch. Cover D, far left over there, is by Sean Gordon Murphy. Sorry, I had a brain fart for a second. Sean Gordon Murphy, Batman White Knight. A, B, C, that's D. Cover E right here, right there next to me, is by Mr. Greg Capullo. Cover F, far side, far left over there, is by Brett Booth. Cover G, right here close to me, Donnie Cates and Todd McFarlane. So 7 open to order covers, King Spawn number 1. It's got a $5.99 price point. If you are subscribed to Spawn, we will move you on to King Spawn, because Spawn's still going to come out. King Spawn's going to come out. There's a Gunslinger book, and I think that there's one other. Unless you tell me not to. So if you don't want it, let me know. But if you're on Spawn, we'll move you to King Spawn. If you want all the covers, let us know. That's all I'm going to say about that, because there are some incentives that are just stupid. And we're trying to figure out a game plan for that, but we haven't come up with one just yet. So anyway, 7 covers, King Spawn number 1, from Sean Gordon Murphy to Todd McFarlane to Donnie M.F. Cates, all options there on the table, $6. Okay? Next from Image comes Second Chances number 1. Second Chances Hotline. Call now and get a new identity. All you need is some cash, a proper referral, and a very good reason to start over. When LeBlanc, the man behind the hotline, is approached by a shady figure from his past, he's forced to accept a new client who doesn't meet any of the requirements. A client with chemically induced amnesia in desperate need of protection. Up-and-coming writer Ricky Mamone and artist Max Bertolini explode onto the scene with this psychedelic, action-packed bizarre noir, that's fun to pair together, that feels like John Wick punching through an existential French new wave fever dream. Let that soak in for a second. With a cover, only one cover for this one, and it's $3.99 by Max Bertolini. So that's what it's going to look like inside. Second Chances number 1 from the folks at Image. Okay, I had to post this cover because this cover is amazing. This is Black Cat number 9. It's nothing major. It's just it's still a part of the Infinity Score saga where Felicia is stealing the Infinity Stones. But that cover reminds me of M.C. Escher and his drawings, and I loved it. And I saw it, and I was in love with it. So I was like, I have to make this one of the featured covers for Marvel. Look at Felicia's faces. All 3 of her faces are different, while Star is exactly the same. It's just cool. The hottest new character of the last 5 years, Star, brings her reality warping powers to bear in the Black Cat. Who hired Felicia to do this job? What do they want with this infinite power? And how does Felicia think she's going to live through this? With a main cover, the only one that I have available is by Pepe Larraz. There's also a connecting cover variant by Emanuela Lupacino and a Marvel Games variant by NetTease that I don't have. But you don't need to know about those others because that is the cover to have. Black Cat number 9. Okay? Here we go. We were just talking about it a moment ago. Kang the Conqueror, number 1 of 5. Little 5-issue miniseries. Hot on the heels of his reveal in the Disney Plus Loki series, we have the origin of Kang. The man called Kang the Conqueror has been a pharaoh, a villain, a warlord of the spaceways, and even, on rare occasions, a hero. Across all timelines, one fact seemed absolute. Time means nothing to Kang the Conqueror. But the truth is more complex. Kang is caught in an endless cycle of creation and destruction dictated by time and previously unseen by any but the Conqueror himself. a cycle that could finally explain the enigma that is Kang, and a cycle that begins and ends with an old and broken Kang sending his younger self down a dark path. There's a whole mess of covers for these guys. I only have, I think, 3 of them available, okay? So I'm going to talk about the ones that we do have. So on the far left, you have the main cover by Mr. Mike Del Mundo. That's one of the images that we have. We also have the headshot variant right here beside me by Mr. Todd Knock. And then we have the Stormbreakers variant by Miss Peach Momoko. So those are the only 3 that were available last night when I typed this up. I want you to take note, though. There are also Stormbreaker variants by Natasha Bustos, Juan Cabal, Carmen Carnero, Joshua Cassara, Ivan Coelho, and Patrick Gleason. There is also RB Silva and a Scotty Young variant that we did not have images for when I wrote this up last night. Hopefully that will change. If that changes today, I didn't look this morning. I'll try to update the post as I get the covers for that. But there's a whole mess of covers that are open to order covers. They are all $4.99. Kang the Conqueror, number 1 of 5. Okay, main cover, Mike Del Mundo on the far left, Todd Knock headshot cover, Peach Momoko. That's what I'm working with as of last night. All right. Next from Marvel, we've got Miles Morales Spider-Man Annual number 1, Fight at the Museum instead of Night at the Museum. Miles is investigating a series of monster attacks in Brooklyn when he runs into Ms. Marvel's friend and ally, Amulet. Together they connect the monsters to a series of cursed magical objects. But who activated them and why? And can Spider-Man and Amulet find out before the monsters take them down too? Also in this issue, part 6 of 8 of Infinite Fury, with a main cover by Kim Jacinto over there on the far left, and a connecting variant by Mr. Ron Lim that I don't have an image for. So $4.99. If you're subscribed to Miles Morales, we'll drop one of the annuals in your box. If you're pulling all of the connecting covers, we gotcha. If you just like the team up between Miles and Amulet, then let us know and we can order you one, okay? Next from Marvel, I think this is the second iteration of Warhammer from them. We've got Warhammer 40k Sisters Battle number 1 of 5. Survive the grim darkness of the future with the Sisters of Battle, a squad of Adepta Sororitas led by Canoness Viridian arrive on planet Sissia to retrieve a lost inquisitorial acolyte and put down a heretical uprising. That's a lot of words that I'm not sure about. As Novitate Gita's first mission with her order gets underway, what should be an easy mission turns into something much worse, as an unknown force deep within the subterranean city of the planet rears its ugly head. It's a no-holds-barred action mystery and demons galore as the all-female military force lets bolters blaze and flamers scorch in this all-new saga. I need a drink after all that. Show your faith and fervor to the Emperor by joining us for the start of the next phase of Warhammer comics at Marvel. Main cover on the far left is by Dave Wilkins. There's also a Games Workshop variant right here beside me. Both of those covers are $4.99. Okay, Sisters of Battle number 1 of 5. Lastly, from Marvel comes X-Men: The Trial of Magneto number 1 of 5. The story that will shake Krakoa to its core. A horrific murder, a shocking revelation, and a trial that will divide the New Mutant Nation. Leah Williams and Valerio Schiti bring you a new epic that threatens the reign of X and will upend the world of mutants. The truth is hidden, the danger is far from over, and the trial has begun. With a main cover on the far left over there by Valerio Schiti. There's a whole mess of covers that we didn't have for this one too. Let's go through them really quick. Art Germ has a cover. Mark Brooks has a cover. There's a headshot cover by Mr. Todd Knock. There's a Peach Momoko variant. John Romita Jr.'s got one right there that you can see right there beside me. And lastly, there's a spoiler variant by Elizabeth Torque. That's supposed to be $4.99, not $4. I screwed that up. Trials of Magneto number 1 of 5. If you're all in on the X-Men stuff, we'll have you on Trial of Magneto. If you're interested in this, let me know. This is kind of the fallout of events that happened in the Hellfire Gala. So, From Aftershock this week comes God of Tremors #1, just a one-shot. This is a big magazine-sized one-shot like they like to do occasionally. A 19th century gothic horror of exorcism, demonic worship, and epilepsy. When Aubrey has his first seizure, he's pulled out of school and hidden away in the family's remote country estate. His father, a high-ranking English priest, tries to chase the devil out of Aubrey, but maybe the devil lurks in the grotesque pagan effigy that dwells on the ground. And maybe the devil will turn out to be Aubrey's only ally. A singular tale of nightmarish terror and creeping enlightenment told against a backdrop of ignorance and brutality. God of Tremors springs from the fertile imagination of award-winning writer Peter Milligan, with illustrations from Peter Kowalski. Magazine-sized, $6.99, God of Tremors #1. Okay, kids, that brings us to the subsequent print speculation section, or the SPSS, as I like to call it. This is just a little segment where we highlight second printings, third printings, subsequent printings that are all available at FOC. All of these subsequent printings are generally smaller print runs than the originals, and sometimes command a higher value on the secondary market, even as soon as they come out. So we try to give you fair warning about this. This is your chance to request them for your hold slot and make sure that you get them at cover price if you have a hold slot. So first up from DC, Tinian, the Still on Fire, Nice House on the Lake #2, getting a second print with a distressed cover variant there for you. Little bits missing and creases and tears. And then from Fantagraphics, Red Room #1 is getting a second print sketch cover, but I don't have an image for it, which is why it's in bold right there. Those are the only two that are on FOC this week, so if that's your thing, not a lot for you to choose from. All right, who does #2 work for? This is another little segment. This one's going to be a little longer than the subsequent print speculation section. This is where we spotlight issue #2s that are on FOC. #1s may have come out this week. They might have come out last week. If you picked one up and you read it and enjoyed it, let us know so that we can add it to your hold slot. Otherwise, #2s are generally always under ordered, and so you risk not having a copy when you come in to pick up your box. Okay. So from Ablaze, we have Cimmerian, the Man-Eaters of Zambula #2. Excuse me. The mysticism continues as Conan and Zabibi venture into the temple of Totrasmek, where nothing is as it seems and danger lies around every bend. But this house of spirits isn't the only place where the Cimmerian will face deception and illusion. Conan must use all of his wits to survive the sorcery working against him, so he may receive his prize and get his revenge. Cover A on the far left over there is by V. Ken Marion. Cover B right here beside me is by Roberto Melli. Cover C on the far left is a wraparound cover by Robin Recht. And cover D is an homage variant by Mr. Fritz Cassis. So 4 covers to choose from for Cimmerian at #2. From Aftershock this week, I think we may have sold out of issue #1 for this, so I need to probably order some more because I walked by the rack out there and there were no copies on the rack. So this is Beyond the Breach #2. The breach has hit California. Thousands of interdimensional creatures now trapped in our world have begun to wreak havoc, leaving a trail of bodies up and down the coast. Vanessa is fighting to save those in her care when she encounters a strange man and his traveling companion. A man who may hold the secret to what the breach is and how it can be stopped. But is he a friend or foe? Is he here to help her or to kill her? With a cover right there by Damien Cosiero, who is also the interior artist. Beyond the Breach #2. From Dark Horse, Savage Hearts #2 of 4. Peter and Mary Jane, Clark and Lois, Brownin and Grau. Comics gets its new favorite couple in this jungle fantasy romantic comedy from Aubrey Sitterson and Jed Doherty, with a cover right there by Jed Doherty. So there you go. If you picked up #1 and enjoyed it, #2 is on FOC. Savage Hearts #2 of 4. This one just came out this week. Tales from Harrow County Fair Folk #2 of 4. As the acting protector of Harrow County, Bernice sets off to find what is occurring beneath the city and stumbles upon an underground shrine to the last protector of her town and its goblin and ghost worshippers. Cover A on the far left is by Emily Schnall. Cover B right here beside me is by Mr. Tyler Crook. A little 4-issue miniseries expanding on the world of Cullen Bunn's Harrow County. From DC, this one just came, number 1 just came out yesterday. Blue and Gold number 2. Who needs the Justice League anyway? Our heroes certainly don't. After a painful rejection from the DC Universe's team of A-list heroes, Booster Gold and Blue Beetle strike out on their own. Thanks to the Cord Industries' fortune, anything is possible for this dynamic duo, right? Little do they know, an alien assassin seeking revenge places Blue and Gold in her crosshairs, and the Omnizon never misses. Cover A on the far left is by Mr. Ryan Sook. Cover B right here beside me is the Suicide Squad movie variant cover by Mr. Jason Howard. $3.99 and $4.99 respectively. Blue and Gold number 2. Also brand new yesterday, Shazam number 2 of 4. I didn't get a lightning bolt and I didn't turn into somebody else, so I must not have the power of the gods. Hell is full of temptation and distractions as Billy Batson searches for the missing rock of eternity alongside his guide from Teen Titans Academy, the mystical and mysterious Dane. Earth's mightiest mortal must face demons and would-be kings of the underworld, but even with the power of Shazam, Billy finds himself outwitted and outmatched until Dane reveals a secret that will change his relationship with Billy and the new Teen Titans Academy forever. Cover A on the far left over there is by Clayton Henry. Cover B right here beside me is by Rafa Sandoval. I love how they used the Shazam with the monster's tongue and the pool of purple blood and then the wreckage right there at the bottom of the cover. That's freaking awesome. Shazam number 2 of 4. From Dynamite this week, Barbarella number 2. That came out last week, I think. Mystery abounds on the planet Camelot, and it's up to Barbarella to unravel it in order to save a secretly enslaved populace in what's supposed to be a literal paradise. Answers will be forthcoming, but getting there will be half the fun, at least for you, gentle reader. And those answers may just bring down paradise and lead to an even greater galactic evil. Love, lasers, and liberty, this one has it all. Courtesy of acclaimed novelist Sarah Hoyt and visionary artist Madabek Musabekov. Cover A on the far left is by Lucio Perillo. It's pretty spectacular. Cover B right here beside me, also spectacular, by Mr. Derek Chu. Cover C over there on the far left is by Carla Cohen, who is Lucio Perillo's wife and or girlfriend. Cover D right here beside me is by Mike Chrome. There's a lot of boobs on those covers, kids. And then we've got the cosplay cover A, B, C, D, E right there for you, okay? From IDW Bermuda number 2 of 4. John Layman and Nick Bradshaw's adventure epic continues. Bermuda's no fool. She knows better than to take on the Murs, the savage aquatic race of slavers who terrorize all who wash up on the mysterious island of Triangle. But recently, a rival Bobby Randolph is determined to save his missing sister, so he goes looking for help in the one place he absolutely should not, Pirate Town, with a cover by Mr. Nick Bradshaw. Next from Image, we've got Man-Eaters The Cursed, number 2 of 5. Important camp waiver. It's very important to read all of the materials before arriving at Craft Camp. Craft Camp is not responsible for disappearances, maiming, spectral trauma, or other camp mishaps. Cover A and B right there, both of those are by Leah Mitternique. I have a hard time. I want to say Minternique, but it's Mitternique, so. Oops. I'm sorry, phone. Okay. From Marvel this week, we have Moon Knight number 2. Number 1 is just out there on the rack. It came out this Wednesday. It came out yesterday. Moon Knight has established his territory, and the people within it are under the protection of his midnight mission. But what happens when those very people are turned into weapons against him? When gangs of elderly residents leave a trail of bizarre violence, Moon Knight must put his body, mind, and very soul on the line to get to the bottom of it. With a main cover on the far left by Steve McNiven, there is also a Marvel game variant by NetTease that we don't have an image for. And lastly, we've got a variant right there by Miss Peach Momoko with some bloody flowers. Moon Knight number 2. From Zenescope, number 1 for this hasn't even come out yet, and we're having to FOC number 2, which is super frustrating. Possessive number 2 of 3. So Todd's life just got a whole lot weirder. He has a new house, a new roommate, a new death wish. After Todd's first meeting with Lady Jane Baker, the murderous spirit who lives in his attic, let's just say things took an odd turn. Left, basically, asking for death and confused beyond description, Todd is going to soon learn that this is just the beginning of his strange new status quo. Don't miss this next pulse-pounding for those who have one, heart-wrenching also for those who have one, spiritually insane for those who aren't already issue. Cover A on the far left is by Martin Kokomo. Cover B right here beside me is by Joshua Riviero from Zenescope. All right, kids, here is your complete list. That kind of wraps the show. Your complete list here is broken down by publisher. We've got all of the DC books, DC trades right there for your beautiful eyes. No item codes like we're going to see in a little bit, but you can go to lunardistribution.com, which has a consumer-facing side of things, and look at all the titles, look at variants. You can read about the trade paperbacks and all of that good stuff. After the DC stuff, then we have everything that's coming out from Diamond. You'll notice that it's also separated by publisher. And every item has got next to it on the left a series, an item code, if you will. That item code is something that you can use to search for the covers that you would like to see, or just to get more information about whatever it is that you're looking for. So, for example, let's go to Kang the Conqueror and see if we have any images. Or how about, let's do this one. Let's do King Spawn number 1, cover B, McFarlane, because we didn't have that available when I typed this up last night. So we're going to highlight that item code, copy that sucker, open a web browser of your choice, and paste that item code into the web browser. The very first listing that's going to come up is going to be the previewsworld.com listing for that exact item, and unfortunately we don't have an image. It's still not up on the Previews World website. But again, you can use this list. We're doing this way early because the comic book publishers don't technically have to have this information into Diamond until the beginning of the day on Friday. So we're a whole day and an evening early for all of this stuff. But you can go to Kang the Conqueror. Let's see if we have maybe the Pat Gleason Stormbreaker variant. We're going to copy that item code, open a new tab, paste that sucker into the search bar. First thing that comes up, previewsworld.com listing. No luck, Gadget. But you can, like I said, you can use this list to your advantage. Go through this list. You've got all day today, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and then Sunday morning if it's DC, or all day Sunday and a little bit of Monday morning if it's Marvel and everybody else. Go through this giant, massive list, put your list of stuff that you'd like to order together, send that to us, and we will do our best to get it ordered for you onto your account. That way, when these books come out, they're waiting for you in your hold slot. So that's how it works, kids. That's how the cookie crumbles. You can see all of the different publishers there, and it's all broken down, super easy peasy lemon squeezy for you. Again, this is on our website, hallofjusticecomics.com. If you scroll all the way back up here to the top, you can see where the blog tab is right here. Click on that blog tab, and again, the very first thing that's going to come up is the 7/22 FOC Roundup, which is today. So if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Like I said, we try to be as forthcoming about how the process works as we possibly can. And make sure you tune in tonight. We will be live on Facebook tonight from 5 to 7 with our weekly Thursday night stream sale. It's going to be a banger, so be there or be square, or whatever. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Take care. I'm John, and we will see you around. Have a good one.